Hi, it's Gwen Fox, and welcome to the final session of how this painting is going to turn out, which I have to tell you, it was quite the challenge to get this painting to work. And because of that, I have a confession to make, and it's that I was so involved in trying to get this painting to work that I forgot to turn on the camera. But what I did do was I did take, because that's just a natural thing for me, is to take images of it as it progressed. So that's what we're going to see today. But what I thought I would do is take you through the entire progression just briefly so that you could see it from the beginning and now you see it at the end. And I think you're going to see my frustration. You're going to recognize it probably as yours as well, because we all get frustrated in paintings because they get to that teenage stage and sometimes they just don't want to let go of who they really are, and you have to wrestle them to the ground. So if you've got questions on this, or if you have any comments, I would love for you to post them. And for those that are new, please subscribe, because it's really fun to have you as part of the group. So let's go to this new section, and I'll take you from the beginning and I'll take you to the end of it. And I hope you enjoy it. Here is the thumbnail sketch, of which I'm sure you remember. And then we blocked it in, and that gave you the design. Then I added a white shape at the bottom, of which I think works at this moment at least. Then I added the greens and the neutrals, and then I mixed. Just mixing this wonderful color that I have put in here. I have put in this kind of gray. I've got a mixed green here that I've got, and then I added a touch of black. To me, this is sweet, and I don't want sweet colors, so I'm going to add a touch of black to tone this down a little bit. It's toned it down nice. Now, I might want to add some asphaltum, not much, a little bit. Adding some more white. Getting this, it's kind of like doing icing on a cake, isn't it? Ooh, look at that. I've got this gorgeous, gorgeous brown, but a taupey color. Oh gosh, I love that. That is fantastic. Here is a close-up of the center of interest. And it's totally changed. I don't have the lines that I used to have. And it's changed down below as well. We've got a lot going on. And now what I feel that I need to do is to make some shapes. The reason that I'm doing it this way is that I want you to know how I think, the questions that I ask. And I think that's really important to know how an artist gets to where they are, because this is almost, not quite, but almost the teenage stage. And so if I can come in now and make it bring it together, that's what it needs. It needs to be brought together. So that's what I'm going to end up doing right now. So here is what I'm feeling that it needs, because I always ask the painting, what do you need? And then I get that gut feel of, oh, well, I need a dark, or I need more color, or whatever it is. Now, when I ask this, it needs shapes, and it needs to be pulled together, because it's just too loosey-goosey. So I think that what's going to have to happen is that I'm going to need to do some dark shapes. And so I think in here, if I want this to show up, I think I'll bring in a little dark up here to have that show up. Maybe bring it down. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. And so I've got that now so that it's kind of together. Now I need to make some shapes down here. So I'm going to, right here, I'm going to build a shape. I'm going to build a shape around this white because I think that's going to be needed. And when I build the shape around this, I'm also building the shape around that. And that should help as well. Now I'm going to look at my thumbnail and see, okay, if I look at my thumbnail, I do have a shape here, but I've also added a shape. So that's the beauty of having a thumbnail, is that you can change things around, but you still know where you're going. So this is what I'm going to end up doing here, is making some darks. And it needs some real dark. Instead of just play dark, it needs real dark. Play dark is just when you kind of go mediocre. You don't really do a dark. But I'm ready. See, I've got darks here, and I have no darks up here. So I'm thinking that I need some darks to bring this out. What do you guys think? This is already helping this because it's solidifying. I keep using that word, don't I? Now I know that I'm going to change this probably some. I'm definitely going to change this white to a more muted white, for the simple reason that it's too much of a contrast between things here. All right, so now where else do I need a shape? I need a shape here to bring out this white shape, and then to bring out this shape. I don't always use darks, but black, but this time I am. I'm going to use that. Now, I see a V. I see a V right here. I'm not in love with the V, so I'm going to get rid of the V. Now it's already bringing out this area, but this area is so busy that I think it's going to need a little bit toning down. Really needs a calming effect. I'm using asphaltum. This is an oil color. Asphaltum is a gambling color. And my brush is too small, so I will use my bigger brush. Maybe I don't want that shape there. See, that's already helped. Now I can bring some of this color over, soften the black a little bit, go over the white so that it pushes it back. This is all playing around and saying, what should I do next? Where should I go next? What should I do? What should I calm down? What should I make sharp? That gave it a little texture, gave it a little interest. And so it's just so much fun, guys. It's just so much fun. But what I need now is a cool color. This is very warm, so I need cool. And so I'm gonna mix up a cool color and find a place to put it that I would really like to have it. And so what I'm gonna do is work on this a little bit, because I don't know if you're enjoying this or not. I mean, it was kind of like watching paint dry, but I love it. I love doing this. I love getting to this point where I don't have a clue what I'm doing. And I play and I talk and ask the questions. Always remember that the answers are in the questions. And so when I ask a question, I get the answer. So that's really, really, really important to remember. Here is the center of interest, but it's got to be built up because it seems to be too blocky. Back down to our many, many, many layers, of which I love. I think that is just luscious. As you can see, there has been some change. I've gone back to the green and I've moved along. Here I've got extra darks. I knew it needed extra darks. Then I obliterated just about everything because I was so frustrated. Then I softened all the edges because I felt that's what it needed. Then I went back to the original design. But the one thing that I didn't like was the division of space between the right and the left. And that's what I had to work out. So I connected it without connecting it right at the center. It's connected, and then I'm adding the darks, bigger shapes at the bottom in order to have the darks support the center of interest. Then I added blue. The blue really helped. Then I realized I don't quite have enough blue, and therefore this is the final version of it. And the blue adds a lot. It's the center of interest. Now let's go back though. Here is our original design, and then here is the final painting. I hope you guys have enjoyed this because I have loved doing it for you and for myself, actually. So leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. And if you're new, please subscribe because I love having you part of the group. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.